Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the To Catch a Color collection from China Glaze for Halloween 2019. These polishes are available right now, so in the description box below I will link the China Glaze site, I will link their Instagram page, I'll also link the Sally site and Instagram page where you can find these as well, and then I'll link my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from this collection. So there are 6 new polishes to look at today, and let's go ahead and get started. So first we have Get Off My Cold Case, and this is described as a blood orange glitter laced with charcoal specks, and this is in a clear base. So here's our first coat of Get Off My Cold Case. So on 2 nails, I am going to build this one up to opacity in 3 coats, or pretty much opacity in 3 coats, and then on the other 2 nails, I'm going to layer this over Prairie Tail Ending, which is also from China Glaze from their fall collection. You get a ton of glitter out. I didn't have to do any kind of swirling, fishing, or holding the bottle upside down, anything like that to get this glitter out, and it does spread out nice and evenly across the nail with minimal manipulation. The black glitters do take a little bit more work to get them to go where you want them to go, but it's not difficult whatsoever. So that does build up to pretty much opacity in 3 coats, but I do love how this looks both on its own and as a topper, so I really like how versatile this polish is. You'll definitely want top coat to smooth things out. These glitters can dry textured, and removal can be super difficult because of all the glitter that's in here. You might want a peel off base coat, pure acetone, or nail polish clips to remove this one. So there is 1 in 3 coats. Up next we have Arrest in Peace, and this is described as a gunpowder gray with red and black glitter. So here's our first coat of Arrest in Peace, and on 2 nails I'm going to build this one up in 3 coats on its own, and then on the other 2 nails I'm going to layer this over ORLY's Astral Projection from their fall collection. This one is really beautiful, I think best used as a topper. But it is cute built up in like 1 or 2 coats on its own. I would probably not wear this one on 3 coats on its own because you do kind of lose some of the glitter that's in there that way. Formula is smooth and easy to apply. The glitter is nice and easy to get out of the bottle, and it is easy to manipulate them across the nail to get them to go where you want them to go. So this one is going to tint whatever color you put it over, so just bear that in mind when you're choosing your base color if you choose to use this as a topper. This one is going to dry textured, so you'll want a glossy top coat to finish this off, and again, there's a boatload of glitter in here. It's mostly glitter, so removal is going to be difficult. So there's a 1 in 3 coats. Up next we have Pathological Liar Liar, and this is described as a frosty orange sprinkled with holographic glitter. So here's our first coat of Pathological Liar Liar, and on 2 nails I'm going to layer this one up in 3 coats on its own, and then on the other 2 nails I'm going to put it over Starrily Vantablack, which is a black cream. I saw Fashion Footing wear it this way, and I think it looks really beautiful. So it is building up well in 2 coats. I am going to show you what a 3rd coat looks like today. Smooth, easy to work with formula, not too thick, not too thin, just a sheer polish. The hollow that's in here does stand out really nicely as well though. So here it is over the black, and I think this looks so vampy, so fall, so pumpkin-y, all the good things. This is going to dry decently glossy on its own. You'll want a top coat for longevity purposes, and some of these brush strokes do hang around after it dries. So you will want to work in straighter strokes when applying this one, or sponge on your final coat to avoid it altogether. Nothing in this is going to dry textured, and nothing in this is going to be difficult to remove. So there is 1 in 3 coats. Up next we have Green with Jealousy, and this is simply described as a jade green shimmer. So I do see a strong gold flash in here, and then it also has like a teal flash to it as well. Here's our first coat of Green with Jealousy. So this one is a little bit sheer here on this first coat. This has a smooth and easy to work with formula. Again, I didn't have any kind of running or pooling. I feel like this is one though, if you worked in thicker coats, you might have that issue where it does want to run down the side of your nails and make it a little bit more patchy than it is. The shimmer that's in here stands out really nicely, even here not opaque. So here's our second coat, and that does build up to opacity in 2 coats. Depending on your application, you may want to go in for a 3rd coat. This is going to dry a little bit dull, so you'll want a glossy top coat to finish this off, but since this is shimmer in here instead of glitter, nothing is going to dry textured, and again, it's shimmered. It's not going to be difficult to remove like a glitter would be, but it can make a bit of a mess when removing it. It'll want to stick to your skin some. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have Private Side Eye, and this is described as a midnight purple with holographic glitter. Here's our first coat of Private Side Eye. So this one is pretty sheer here on this first coat. This is one that's going to have to be built up to opacity in 3 coats. It does have a good formula. It's a little bit on the thinner side. It does want to run and pull if you work too thickly, so you are going to have to work in thinner coats to build this one to opacity in 3. It's also a little bit patchy here on this first coat. It doesn't apply super evenly, so that's another reason you're going to have to build this one up. So this is building up well in 2 coats as far as the color goes, but it's not even, so I am going to show you a 3rd coat today. The hollow that's in here does stand out really nicely as well. This one, once it is built up, is one of those polishes that can definitely look black in certain lightings. It's not going to look purple in every light. So here's our 3rd coat, and that does cover completely in 3 coats. This one is going to dry decently glossy on its own. You'll want a top coat just to bring everything together, make it look nice and cohesive. But nothing in this is going to dry textured where you're going to have to hide that with top coat. And these little hollow bits aren't big enough to make an impact upon removal, so it's not going to be difficult to take off either. So there is 3 coats. And lastly for today, we've got You've Got Blackmail, and this is simply described as a textured black silver. Here's our first coat of You've Got Blackmail. So this one covers really, really well here on this first coat. It is practically a 1-coater. I'm going to show you what 2 looks like today because I did have a couple of lighter spots. But if you are more careful with your application, you could definitely get this one opaque in 1 coat. Formula is good. It's thicker. It's not difficult to manage thick, but it's definitely a polish that you're going to have to add thinner to after a couple of uses. This one is obviously a texture polish, so when you're going in for your 2nd coat, you do have to work a little bit thicker for your 2nd coat to kind of fill in any holes that this one left behind. So as it's a texture, it's going to dry very textured. If you don't love that, you're going to want a couple coats of glossy top coat to finish this off, and removal is definitely a pain in the butt, so you will want a peel off base coat or nail polish clips. So there's 2 coats. So I was actually surprised, but my favorite of the collection is Get Off My Cold Case. I love how this looks built up on its own. It doesn't reach like 100% opacity, but it definitely screams Halloween to me. It looks really good as a topper as well, if that's more your speed, but I have really been into like the naked can still see your bare nails look lately. So I really, really like this one built up on its own. I think these little orange flecks that are in here are absolutely beautiful. So Get Off My Cold Case is my favorite. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this collection. Let me know what your favorite was, and let me know what you plan on picking up if you have already picked some up or if you're planning on getting some. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.